an abundance of Canadians without accountability. Folks, that COVID-19 really highlights the evil of the subjugated subject in Canada. The man, woman, child who wants nothing of accountability, doesn't want to accept reality, needs a boogeyman to always blame instead of themselves. It's how the government keeps you a slave. COVID-19, the government hammered everybody with every statistic how COVID was responsible for all death. Total bullshit. Pandemic. Everyone's gonna die. COVID-19. Save the old at the expense of the young. Charlie Kirk nailed that one. And the Canadian government, many world governments got together. We want to do an autocratic shift. Want to remove pesky democracy. Let's hammer the vast swaths of the population with this idea that COVID-19 is responsible for all the death rates. And they did. They grouped every single disease into one and called it COVID-19. And you had to take the shots, you had to lock down, you had to wear a mask, you had to lose all your rights and freedoms. Because the government told you everything you're experiencing in your life is because of COVID-19. Total bullshit. Fast forward, the anti-vax movement. Lots of lunatics there, exactly like the government, the scamdemic, the plandemic government officials is anti-vax. Exact same thing. Everything's from the vaccine. It couldn't possibly be from my lifestyle, my genetics, my environment, my living conditions, my drug abuse, my drinking, my smoking, my enhancers, and on and on and on. Just like the scamdemic government that grouped every known disease into what they called COVID-19 pandemic, anti-vaxxers do with the vaccine. I am sorry, but as myself and John Carpe did during the scamdemic, we went through death rates, we proved all of it. And in the same lines of that, it's the bullshit of anti-vax. I am sorry. The numbers don't support the bullshit. They never supported scamdemic, and they certainly don't support anti-vax. That's the truth. The amount of people allergic to vaccines in Canada are proportional to all vaccines. Just like the pandemic, people affected by COVID. Yes, there's a 0.00x amount of people that will be affected. I'm sorry, that's called statistics. Sometimes, just like cancer, some people are genetically prone to cancer. 0.0xx amount in a population. We can go on and on with everything. That sucks to be you. 1 in 100 whatever thousand. But it's certainly not 1 in 2. Just like the pandemic. Did you lose half your family members to COVID-19 in a 6-month period? That's called a real pandemic Canadians went through in real fucking history. Not COVID-19, and certainly not COVID-19 shots. There is zero evidence, zero numbers worldwide, let alone retarded Canadians. And I have to say that these are Canadians that can't accept personal accountability because you're a subject. And you always need a boogeyman to blame. It couldn't possibly be the lies of an organization or the government. It couldn't possibly be, Donald Trump's responsible for all our woes in Canada. Donald Trump is responsible for everything. It couldn't possibly be my filthy government and my lack of give a fuck. Yeah, And that's exactly what it is for a mass majority of whiny, lunatic Canadians. From supposed right to left spectrums, you're all suffering from the same institutionalization, the same brainwashing. Americans do not whine, cry, or bawl baby at any kind of rate as the average immature adult Canadian. And you can see it on so many posts. I had a viral post as I went through yesterday. And any avenue that comes to addressing reality, Canadians in large swaths, no, it's not true. It's not true. Like a little ball baby, immature child, faced with the truth, they have a temper tantrum. No, my unreality must survive. My fantasy must survive. All my woes are somebody else's fault. They couldn't possibly be mine. Just like the loss of freedom in the world. Just like the massive erosion of freedom in Canada over decades. It couldn't possibly be anything other than somebody else's fault. Somebody else has to save me. Somebody else has to do it because I can't possibly be held to account. I can't possibly do it for myself. I can't possibly face the truth. And that's the sad reality. COVID-19, did it affect a disproportionate amount of those over the age of 80? Sure. Over the age of 80. I'm sorry. What diseases don't disproportionately affect people over the age of 80 years in anywhere in the world? I'm sorry. But it's called, since the age of 18, we've stopped growing and we're in fact dying. Every day your life is getting shorter. You're more prone to many, many diseases and negative health outcomes the older you get. I'm sorry if you don't know this. If you can't face that, I don't know what to tell you, but it's very pathetic when you throw away all statistics and you only use the statistics that drive your narrative instead of the truth. You look at numbers, you say, these are the numbers, this is the rest of the world, in comparative analysis to see if my government's fudged. And you do catch the government of Canada over the entire history of Canada fudging lots of numbers. What you don't catch them fudging, it's the fact that since 2022, people aren't doing the COVID shots. And every new Canadian from all these third world countries isn't vaccinated. And their health outcomes are negative. It has nothing to do with the shot or not. It has everything to do with the environment they come from and the environment they go into in Canada. And then within a year, they have negative health outcomes, especially at what? Older ages. That's reality. Shot or no shot, people are still going the way of the dodo. They always will. And in fact, in Canada, your health outcomes are worse because you've disproportionately had mass immigration over the rest of the world. And when we look at USA, we really see the stats materialize as Americans' health outcomes since Trump's been getting rid of the illegals has gone up for the positive. When you AI search it here in Canada and Google, they'll say health outcomes are getting worse as they deport illegal immigrants because the illegal immigrants' health is going worse. I don't know what cockamamie is, but I know a rigged government-run AI system when I see it, and the Oxford disgust, the slave master's whip, telling you all what you want to hear. And anti-vaxxers will jump on that instead of facing the truth because they want to. They want to be an absence of reality. Pick the stats they like. They all do. Look at the stats I like that supports my narrative. But anything that doesn't support my narrative, throw it away. You can't play that game. You can't play that game. There are all the statistics. There's all the reality. And I'm sorry, there's not millions and millions of people dying from COVID in Canada or the shots. I'm sorry, it's a lie. Negative health outcomes are proportionate like anything else in society. There are a percentage of you in Canada, much higher than that are going to contract cancer at some point in your life, and you are going to die from it. There's a proportion of Canadians larger than COVID that are going to get heart disease, and you're going to die from it. Sorry, it's just reality. And we can go on and on and on through many things. And this idea that it's somehow a mass effect of all Canadians is garbage and not supported by any data. It's lunaticism. It's people who don't want accountability or face the truth, which is often the reality of all Canadians in every narrative, just like Donald Trump syndrome. It's Donald J. Trump's fault that Canada's economy is falling. It couldn't possibly be the government of Canada and the regions inside Canada. Couldn't possibly be. It's got to be somebody else. We always need a boogeyman. We've always got to point the finger outwards and not look inwards. It's always somebody else. It couldn't possibly be the system that we're educated in and enslaved in as subjects. It couldn't possibly be. It's always somebody else. Just vote a new tyrant in Canada in, and everything's going to be okay. It's a joke. It's pathetic. Canada is very, very lost. Until we throw away Oxford and this education system across all 10 provinces and 3 territories, the whole government system's got to go. Until we do that, it's game over for Canadians. In every single narrative, it will always be, somebody else's fault. Couldn't possibly be me. And that is a child's mentality. That is a slave's mentality. And it's absolutely numero uno one. That's what's wrong with Canada. Folks, that's my video. God bless. Enjoy your day.